Hello and welcome to Challenge 29 of the 30-day challenge. And on today's session, we're going to look at a really key topic around how to handle and deal with your inner critic, or indeed to help a team member deal with their inner critic. And the reason why I think this is such an important subject is that even smart people can be held back by their own self-limiting beliefs. And we've talked about this in a previous video about how often self-limiting beliefs are irrational, but ultimately can hold smart people back. So no amount of skills development, competency development, going on leadership development programs will address self-limiting beliefs or your inner critic. And too often, leaders feel that they aren't qualified to deal with or how to help a colleague handle their inner critic. And I just wanted to share with you 4 practical things that you could be doing. Simple activities, but which can have a profound impact. So the first thing I'm going to get you to think about is either with yourself, if you're the one who feeds their inner critic, or indeed if a team member is challenged with their inner critic, is to actually help individuals just to monitor their thoughts for a 10-minute period, or a 20-minute period, or a 30-minute period, where their key objective is to stay judgment-free, where they're not judging themselves and they're not judging anybody else. Because often the inner critic is fueled by self-judgment. So if an individual can go by for 30 minutes being judgment-free of themselves and of others, then the next challenge is, can you now do it for another 30 minutes? And then can you now do it for another 30 minutes? Can you now do it for another 30 minutes? Until you've gone through a whole day without judging yourself or judging anybody else. So that's the first practical tip. The second one is to encourage individuals to keep a success journal. You see, the inner critic often focuses on our limitations, our flaws, our weaknesses, and we often lose perspective. So by keeping a success journal, you're able to review over weeks, over days, over months, all the attributes and all the qualities that you admire, that other people see in you, that you may not see in yourself. So the success journal is almost training your brain to focus on the things that you are excel at, you are good at, the small things that you do that people value and cherish, the small things that make you you, your uniqueness, so that when you are having a bad day, you can refer to your success journal to put any mistake or any flaw or any mistake into perspective. So perspective is the key when it comes to managing your inner critic. It's a way of delegitimizing or undermining your inner critic. The other thing I just wanted to get you to think about is to actually have a reflection on what's your inner critic's positive intent. So there is invariably a positive intent behind the words of your inner critic. And it's often something along the lines of self-protection. So if you don't get too big for your boots, you won't get disappointed. Who do you think you are to think that you are capable of this? So there's always some element of self-protection in the inner critic's voice. So your challenge is to help your colleague find out what's the inner critic's positive intent and how can we now challenge that positive intent in a different direction. And then the final point is ultimately we also have an inner champion. So the challenge is to dial down the voice of the inner critic and to amp up the voice of the inner champion, because ultimately we have a choice as to which voice we feed or listen to. Do we listen to the inner critic or do we listen to our inner champion? So I hope those 4 simple strategies and tactics have been helpful. Drop me a note, let me know which one particularly resonated with you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on Challenge 30.